welcome or welcome back, as the case may be, and this time we're in Helmsley. So we're not actually in the Yorkshire Dales. There's two national parks in Yorkshire. There's the Yorkshire Dales and there's the North York Moors, and this is the general North York Moors area. Helmsley, as you can see there, very popular biking spot, and a very serendipitous encounter with two subscribers from the northeast of England. We've come north, they've come south, so lovely to meet you gentlemen, and chew the fat for 15 or 20 minutes. Ride safe. Aye, so out on my wonderful CF Moto 800 MT, now at 1500 miles, been absolutely superb. And by the time you see this, you'll have seen my little truncated, yes, today's word, truncated video on Sunday morning, which is tomorrow, but when you see this it'll have been last Sunday. Hey, that was meant to be about half an hour long and in 4K video, but because of the computer problems that I'd had, I could only manage to upload half of it, and that at standard HD 1080p. The old computers had it. New computer arrived on Thursday. I'm getting it all put together tomorrow, so hopefully when you get to see this, we'll be back to two video feeds, helmet cam and bike cam, and 4K quality. Fingers crossed. Aye, so this setup here, before anybody starts saying I still look like a branch of curries, works out quite well. Navigation with the Garmin, and on the Aiuchi CarPlay system here with the cameras, I've got it on rear view, because a lot of time when you're backing your bike out of confined areas, you only get a limited view from your mirrors, whereas with this you get to see the whole of the area behind you. Very useful. Don't drop it again. I'm rubbish at manoeuvring bikes like that. Do you want a hand?
Oh, yeah, come on.
See, I couldn't do that. For some particular reason, that method of manoeuvring bikes always ends in disaster for me. Hey! Which is why I backed in. Anyway, we're good to go. Yeah, so we're in North York Moors territory. So as I hope you can see, quite different terrain to Yorkshire Dales territory. Now look at that view. So that's a North York Moors typical view not a Yorkshire Dales typical view. But just look how far you can see. I think there's roseberry topping over there, right in the distance, and it's a beautiful part of the world. But instead of high peaks and deep valleys and winding rivers and limestone outcroppings and dry stone walls, it's all rolling hills and vast areas of open landscape and occasional bit of forestry and meadows, and it's just that bit different, but it's absolutely stunning. And of course the North York Moors National Park has a coastline, which the Yorkshire Dales National Park does not, because it's slap bang in middle. But here of course you've got all the east coast, from sort of Flamborough area right up to well, within Yorkshire, right up to Whitby, and then there's Runswick Bay and Staithes. A bit further down towards Scarborough there's Robin Hood's Bay. All beautiful spots. Quintessential English village. It's straight out of an Agatha Christie novel, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's anticipation of riding on days like this that keep us motorcyclists going through the cold, dark winter months. And when you're at your lowest ebb at that time, just hold this thought, and before long it will be so. But I think with a few months left yet, it's very early August, and September can be okay, October can be okay, so let's hope that there's a good 3 months of usable riding weather left. Yes, I think this neck of the woods might have to be one for Little Norman, the classic 350. A nice little midweek sojourn when it's less tourist ridden. And pootling down here on something like the Royal Enfield Classic 350, or for that matter any modern classic motorcycle, but I think particularly something like that, or maybe a BSA Gold Star, another single cylinder thumper, be absolutely idyllic. Great bikes, of course, these do anything adventure bikes, all day comfortable, plenty of carrying capacity, plenty of power. But for this sort of ride out, I think it's the modern classics that win the day every time. Get you in the right frame of mind. And whether it's a Royal Enfield or a Triumph or a Moto or whatever it might be, if it's a modern classic, a vintage styled motorcycle, out here you're going to be absolutely in your element. Well, the Black Bull's popular, of well-dressed people. Can only be a wedding. Well, what an idyllic setting for a wedding. What a beautiful village. Look at that there. Imagine living here, eh? Look at that. Absolutely glorious. I'd love to be able to tell you the name of this village, but if we have passed a sign, I obviously missed it. So might have to interrogate Andy when we stop. I have to confess that my knowledge of the North York Moors switchbacks is not quite that of the Yorkshire Dales. I need to put that right. It's just a bit further to get to, but on a day like this, well worth the effort. Yeah, so to get out to this general neck of the woods, you basically need to get yourself to Helmsley and then take the Stokesley Road, otherwise known as the Yorkshire TT Road. Take the Stokesley Road and that will bring you more or less into this here neck of the woods. And explore to your heart's content. Fair bit of water here. What's that all about? A bit of runoff. Well, if you like your twisters, you won't be disappointed up here. That much is for certain. And you've found the only wet road in Yorkshire at the moment. Hey! Oh, this is looking impressive. Of course, a lot of forestry around this neck of the woods, the sort of thing that you don't get by and large in the Dales. Certainly not on this scale. And hard to imagine that all this, you know, intensely saturated green landscape in a couple of months' time, maybe 3 months' time, will all be golden red, orange. And of course autumn, very, very beautiful time of year. But I don't know about you, but I always have mixed feelings about autumn. Probably because it signals the winter to come, so it's bittersweet in many respects. But the beauty of places like this, once those leaves start to turn, can absolutely take your breath away. So I think an autumn ride out here on Norman the Classic 350 would be absolutely perfect. Oh, there's a fish and chip shop somewhere abouts. Oh, good quality fish and chips, got to be one of the top 3 British meals to my mind. Fish and chips, full English breakfast, or Sunday roast with Yorkshire pudding. And I have a really good Yorkshire pudding recipe for you. Don't let any bugger tell you that you need 3, 4, 5, 6 bloody eggs or whatever to make a good quality Yorkshire pudding. You need only 2. And what that needs to do is get about 2 heaped tablespoons of plain flour into a bowl or a jug, chuck in 2 medium eggs. That's it, that's all you do at this point, and start mixing that lot together until it becomes a smooth, thick paste. And then keep stirring with the spoon. Don't whisk it around like that, stir with the spoon. And what you'll find is it starts to bubble up a little bit. You get little pockets of air as you stir with the spoon, little envelopes of air. So keep doing that. Stick it out for a minute or two with that there spoon. No milk, no water, no nothing else at this stage, just your couple of eggs and your flour, until you get this paste well aerated, because with it being thick it will capture the air more than would a thinner mixture. And then when you've done that, then you can thin it out using milk. I mean, I use fully skimmed milk and it works a treat. Thin it out to consistency of just around about a double cream, and then get this in a loaf tin, get oven on full blast for about 10 minutes, and then coat your loaf tin with either oil or dripping, hey, preferably dripping. Then put that in the oven until it's smoking, till it's almost on fire. Then open door quickly, tip in the old mixture, shut door, and leave it on about 200 or 220 degrees ish, and leave it like that for about 15 minutes, and then keep checking it every so often, and you'll find that it has spectacularly risen with just 2 eggs. So all this that you might hear from folk saying you need a lot more than 2 eggs to get a Yorkshire pudding to rise, let me tell you, it's bollocks. That's the way to do it. That's my mum's old recipe, and if you follow that and you do it right, and you get your oven properly hot and all the rest of it, you're assured a pudding that will rise to about that in loaf tin. Beautiful. And a Yorkshire pudding should be light and crispy on the periphery and nice and stodgy in the middle. Aye. When a man stands on the edge of the moor, receiving the wind's rough investiture of all that power which remains extant from the creation of air, sea and land, he can cower in the lee of a wall, or stand at his task on the pinnacle, a monument against the howling sky to all the ambitious dreams of mankind. Yeah, so just a little soiree in the general locale of the North York Moors, and some fantastic scenery, I'm sure you'll agree. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. Please click a like, please click subscribe. Subscribing is completely free forever and makes a massive difference to my endeavours on this channel. So yes, please, if you would click that subscribe for me, I would be eternally grateful. Other than that, I wish you safe riding if you're riding. Be kind to one another, of course. And until the next time, and in the meantime, ride safe. And of course, I'll see thee.